Hey everyone, Digester here. Version 5.1 patch notes by Epic Games for Fortnite was just dropped and released today. I'm going to go through my first impressions with you guys. Let's hop right into it. Happy birthday, Fortnite fans. Looks like it's their first year anniversary. So there's a birthday cake implemented in the game. That'll be interesting to see. Playground mode, the new limited time mode available starting tomorrow, it looks like, July 25th. I will literally be living in that game mode. From anybody who has played the playground mode previously and or plans to play it, this upcoming version 2.0 would be my guess for this specific LTM. Question for you guys: leave your answer down in the comment sections below. What do you guys enjoy most about the playground, and what do you guys actually do in the playground with either by yourself, right, and or with your friends? Let me know in the comment section down below. There's a new compact SMG, Save the World celebration. I'm not a huge fan. I don't play the Save the World that much, so I'll probably be skipping over that part of the patch notes. But the link to what I'm currently looking right now on my screen, it'll be in the comments and description field down below. So you got the general tab. We'll start off here. New default keybinds for new players. All keyboard layouts will continue to default to the QWERTY bindings for new players or those who reset their back to default. So it sounds like they're going to have two different kind of preset keybinds, right, for new players. So in my opinion, that'll be a good user experience, right, for the newer players. So in my opinion, that's a pro. Countdown timers to display more useful information. I'm assuming that's a Save the World change. Change the background of the loading screen bullet points area to be partially translucent. I'm not exactly sure where that's coming in. Remove the static noise when switching tabs. That's a huge plus. It's not a very fun static noise, honestly, to be listening to when you are switching through tabs. So in my opinion, that's a good change. The restore button has been removed from the settings screen. Also, the reset defaults button has been renamed to reset. Okay, I can see that. Leaving the settings screen before applying changes will give the options to apply change and exit or discard changes and exit. Okay, that makes it more clear. I like that change. That's good. Clarity for the end users, in my opinion. Double clicks now register as 2 clicks on a button, allowing for faster navigation through the next and previous type buttons. So just faster navigation, that's going to be a pro, right, for anybody. Efficiency. Bug fixes. Items on the ground will display properly their stack count amount. I thought they did in the past. That's interesting that they're pointing it out here, because when I was pointing my mouse at them, they would show the number. So I'm interested if this is an intermittent bug, I guess. Fix the frame delay on some text layouts, which would cause large blocks of text to... Yeah, that was definitely a bug. I saw this one multiple times. That's a good fix. Corrected text shadows that were appearing incorrectly in certain areas of the UI. I didn't notice this too much, but I would bet that since I don't use shadows, I'm assuming that's probably not a performance change, right? Due to my personal video options that I have selected. Known issues. Looks like there's a board that you can submit more board issues to. Birthday event, I'm not going to read and go over. Again, if you would like to look at the current URL that I'm looking at, I'll post that down in the description field below the video for you. Limited time mode playground. Here we go. Here's the good stuff. All right, summary. Playground is a low-pressure environment where friends can let their creativity run wild, build massive structures, practice with the weapons and items, fight against your friends. This mode returns with improvements for a limited time on Wednesday, July 25th, tomorrow. Have fun. What is new? Okay, here we go. I am beyond pumped for this. All right, what's new? Players can now switch teams in-game, join the same team to work together creatively, join separate teams to practice and fight against each other. I think this is a gigantic improvement and probably the reason it's their first bullet point on this list. Main reason being is there was a lot of competitive players that would do like say 999 wood against another player on your same team, right, with 999 brick or 999 metal. So you know which ones that you're allowed to edit, right, to try to mimic a real game situation to the best of your ability within the restraints, right, or the restrictions of Playground. So the fact that you're able to go on different teams, now you guys can both use 999 wood. That's a huge plus for me. Awesome change, Epic. Voice chat will remain on across all teams. Future iterations of this mode will offer even more customization. I don't even know if I need to comment on that. That's 100% necessary as far as I'm concerned with having the new adaptation, right, of a person playing on team A and a person playing on team B against each other, right? You want to have that in-game voice chat available, right, to you, rather than being forced to use a third-party program, which would be like Discord, as an example, right? Aim assist for the console players. I'm a PC player, but aim assist will work when using a gamepad against players on the opposing team. I believe it's 100% necessary, I guess, feature, right, within this mode, the LTM. I didn't know if this was not in the game, right, because I'm not a console player. But for all the console players out there, I feel like this is going to be a gigantic change, even more valuable than the first bullet point. Matches will no longer end if one player leaves the server. I've never actually had any experience with this because all of my guys, when I went in to play Playground, we played the entire time, right, the full hour. So this is a good change for people that need more flexibility, and if they go in with more friends and stuff like that, that's a huge value add right to them. Golf carts have been added and spawn rate 100% of the time. That's good in terms of mobility, and also any types of content creation coming around that. I think golf carts, you're going to see a lot more YouTube content creation. Around golf carts. Ammo can spawn 10 times the amount of ammo. That's largely beneficial. Main reason being, I'll use myself as an example here. When my teammates and I would go into Tilted Towers, and we'd just do constant build fights pretty much for 40 minutes straight after the initial 20 minutes of farming and gathering ammo and gathering mats and gathering guns and the whole 9 yards. So this is going to minimize, right, the time it takes to kind of gather all of that stuff in the very beginning, and that way it kind of just increases the amount of play time, right? So now, in comparison, right, in the past LTM, it would say take us around 15 to 20 minutes. Now it might take us around, say, 7 to 10 minutes. So it's more fun playtime, right? Nobody likes just going around and just farming a ton. Remove the gray vending machines. In an LTM like this, people aren't going to want to use gray guns. So this is a good change in my opinion. Increase the chances of higher tier machine spawning. Yep. Increase launch pad and bounce pads spawn likelihood. Increase, they don't give a number here. Everything else has a number, but I guess we're just given the whole increased and likelihood spawn rates. But as far as fun things, right, in the game that you don't get a lot of, right, when playing a normal casual game or competitive play, in this LTM, I think that's a positive change. People enjoy those items. Lowered force glider deploy height, so players can get back into the action more quickly. That goes without saying. In my opinion, that's going to decrease, right, the time it takes to get back into the action. So increased max rocket ammo cap to 60. You're going to get a lot of explosives and a lot of fun happening with this, because right now the current cap in a normal game setting, right, is 12. Increased rocket ammo drops. That obviously goes hand in hand, right, with the previous update here. Increased max rocket ammo cap 260. Added 100 supply drops. That is an absolutely insane amount of supply drops. A lot of high chance, right, for high-end items, which a lot of people like to use. So like the golden scar, the golden rocket launcher, the golden GL, stuff like that, right? Grenade launcher is what the acronym, right, of GL. Chests now spawn 3 weapons and more ammo and consumables than normal. So again, just increase of the higher or rarity types of items, right, that you'd be able to use in this playground mode. Floor loot now spawns 3 items. instead of 2, I'm guessing. So that's an increase. Increased chug jug slurp juices, all that good stuff for additional shields and more time in fighting. Again, just another increase right to the play when you're going into the playground mode. As far as I'm concerned, added more chug jugs to floor loot. Respawn timer lowered from 10 seconds to 3 seconds. The amount of times that you die, it looks like only like 7 seconds, right? But 7 seconds times the amount of times that yourself and or your friends, right, your squad dies, that's a good amount of extra time that you're able to utilize right within that hour that the playground offers. More details, I won't go over any of that because it's just kind of like a recap, it looks like, of the bullet points on top. Now let's go down into the weapons and items category. Compact SMG added, available in epic and legendary variants. 23 and 24 base damage. Yikes. That's going to be a very strong gun as far as I'm concerned. Uses light ammo, 50 round capacity, can be found on floor loots, chests, supply drops, and vending machines. Wow. I'm going to predict that there is going to be a ton of people using this weapon based on those attributes. The only thing I can potentially see is the light ammo being a more rare thing in terms of competitive play, because you're not going around and you're not dropping like 5-6 plus kills on average, right, in a competitive match. But as far as the casual setting, I think this is going to be a very strong item, because you'll have those people that are getting those 5-6 plus average kills in a match, and they're going to have a lot of that light ammo. And with the 50 round capacity, geez, that's just going to be a ton of pressure, in my opinion, for casual games. And kind of when going through this, I want to try to offer the pros and cons, right, to the casual game, and then the pros and cons to the competitive game as well, to the best of my ability for you guys. So in the comment section down below, if you can kind of point out different things, or if I don't go over something specific, like a specific bullet point, right, where I didn't really clearly articulate and or explain, right, in enough detail or thoroughness for you on either the competitive side or the casual side, please let me know down in the comment section below. And I'm very active in my comment section. I will respond to literally every single one, and I'll help you guys out. I want this to be as most educational as possible for you guys, whether you play casual and or competitive. All right, supply loot rates adjusted. Weapons drop, assault rifles to 25% from 14.2. Explosives to 25% from 28.5. Compact SMG is just a newly added item, right? That's why all of the percentages had to be adjusted. So that's at 14.5. Sniper rifles from 14.5. I'm sorry, to 14.5 from 28.5. Heavy shotgun from 10% from 10%. Heavy shotguns to 10% from 7.1. I apologize. Minigun to 10% from 14, and they remove hand cannons, dual pistols, and silenced pistols. Wow. Great change. Not very many people liked open up a supply drop, right? And they saw a hand cannon and or a dual pistol, silenced pistol. So that's a pro for sure. You got traps launch pad to 44 from 9. Cozy campfire to 33 from 7. Bouncer to 22 from 15. Those are all percents. And then remove damage traps. Okay. Consumables, shield potion to 20% from 19. Small shield potion to 17 from 12. Medkit to 13 from 6. Slurp juice to 11 from 5. Clinger to 10 from 6. Remote explosives to 10 from 3. Impulse grenades to 10 from 4. Chug jug from 7 from 2. And they remove boogie bombs, grenades, bandages, stink bombs, portaforts, and a bush. Nice, and a bush. All right, you got materials. So the drop 2 of this item, right, is going to be wood 233 from 47, stone 233 from 35, metal 233 from 16. I think the benefit within the materials here is in competitive play, at least, you need a lot of those endgame mats. Endgame mats being stone and metal. I call stone brick. So if I interchange those, I apologize. But a lot of competitive players are always walking around at minimal with 999 wood. And then they're starting to build, right, that stone and metal. So the fact that if you run into one of these loot crate drops, you have a higher chance, right, of getting the stone and or metal in the future here. So that'll be good for the competitive play. And then for casual play, I don't know if it's that beneficial. A lot of people aren't carrying 1,500 plus resources in combination of the three different types, right? So I'm not sure if this is going to be necessarily a buff or a nerf. It's just kind of how it is. All right, let's go down to gameplay. Changes to building material. Wood wall starting health to 80 from 100. Stone wall health starting 80 from 90. Wood wall max health to 150 from 200. Metal wall max health to 500 from 400. Metal build time to 25 seconds from 20 seconds. So in summary, what I'm looking at here is it's going to be very easy, right, in comparison to previous patches to break down the walls. Doesn't matter on the structure type. And then building metal towards the later stage of the game is going to take even longer, right, for it to complete. So you might have to rotate a little bit earlier in order to kind of set up your metal in prep, right, for any type of damage or anything like that, right, coming in from your opponents. Storm circle changes. I'm not exactly sure on the terminology that they're using here and what it kind of defines or kind of correlates to. So I'm not going to speak too much on the circle changes. I'm going to have to get a little bit more experience in game before I can answer any type of questions and or comments in the section down below. Added sprint by default option. When enabled, this makes sprint the default movement. The sprint key will now be used to transition into walking. Okay. In my opinion, this is the number one biggest complaint of any casual or competitive player. So I think this is going to be a massive kind of applause, I think, for the developers from the side of for the perspective of the user, right? Because there's a lot of other games out there that kind of have this already built in at time of launch or even open beta or whatever you want to call the game, right? Kind of like stage in the development cycle that they're in. So I think this is going to be very, very warmly welcomed, I think is probably a good way to put it. Newly placed building pieces will now appear in a different color while players are still overlapping the structure. Newly placed building pieces will now appear in a different color. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to behave in game, so I'm not going to be able to speak too much about that. I apologize. Improved handling of collision when building pieces are placed right on top of a player. It is much most likely to be a new play structure. Okay, so this you hear a ton on streamers, right, on Twitch, say constantly, oh, that player phased through. Oh, this guy went through a floor and or a stair, and that's why he got the shot on me. So I think the improvement of handling the collision part, right, the behavior of these actions being taken place in the game at such a fast pace, right, especially for competitive and high level play, I think this is going to help ease the frustration, I think, for a lot of players and streamers and content and that kind of stuff moving forward. So I think this is a very positive change from Epic's side. Pickaxe damage against enemy and ally player-built structures increased to 75 base damage and 150 critical damage. Wow. This is a gigantic change, guys. Okay, so this means that you're going to be able to break different types of structures, whether it be wood, brick, or metal a lot faster, right? Like a lot faster with your pickaxe specifically. So don't overlook that. Um, the amount of base health that a lot of the items, or I'm sorry, a lot of items, a lot of resources, right, that are being kind of constructed. When you're looking at this pickaxe and doing the damage versus a gun doing the damage, I want to say with certainty, okay, that if you were to use your pickaxe and hit a wooden wall, right, with the new base completed, wood health structure, you're going to be able to two swing a wooden structure with a pickaxe as long as you hit that middle circle. That is going to change the build fight dynamics tremendously. This is a very huge one. I would highly suggest going in and trying this out for yourself, and kind of seeing the difference, right, compared to previous patches. The slow motion and confetti effects for Victory Royale will now play for the winner regardless of how they win the game. Okay, that's interesting. Changing the gyro motion of the Nintendo Switch. I do not play the Nintendo Switch, so I'm going to pass over that one. You got a good amount of bug fixes, so I won't go too much over bug fixes. Performance, various server performance improvements focused on the 50 versus 50 LTM. I don't play 50 versus 50 too much unless I'm waiting in between my pro scrim matches. And I kind of go in there like if I die early or it's just taking a while for the next queue to start up, I'll go in 50 versus 50. And towards the end of the match, when the circle is kind of getting close, right, there's a lot of lag. So I think that this was a necessary change. So I'm really happy that they were able to, Epic was able to figure out that, right, in terms of server performance. And then get server performance improvements were made to the custom matches used during competitive events. This might be the number one best single bullet update on the entire patch notes for all competitive players. Reason being is I'm not sure if you guys have ever tuned into my stream, but I'll give a link. I'll give a link down in the description below of my Twitch link, my YouTube. Well, technically you're already on my YouTube, but my Twitter and that kind of stuff, and it'll show you and kind of like help you, right, to know when I'm going live, give you guys notifications and stuff. But when I'm doing these pro, I'm in the pro Discord, right, and we do these pro scrim matches that start every single night at 7 p.m. and we go till around 10 to 11. Usually squads first, and then we do like duos and solos and that kind of stuff after. If you're watching any of either my streams or other streamers, even YouTube content that's created around the pro scene, you'll see a lot of people in the last couple of circles before the final circle closes and the entire map is filled with the gas, right? And as an example of this, let's say like there's 2 or 3 circles left before the gas completely engulfs the entire map, right? In an average game, I would say in the pro scene right now, you're probably looking at around 22 to 33 people left alive, and the servers right now literally cannot handle it. There's constant Twitch clips that I see. There's constant stuff on Reddit. It's not fun at all. It's a major headache. So in terms of competitive scene and how many people live very long into these matches, and it kind of comes down to that final circle, or how frequently, right, it comes down to that final circle, this is huge. A massive applause, in my opinion, from the competitive scene's perspective when looking at Epic for this change. Significant all-terrain carts, so the ATK's performance improvements. That's just going to be your generic improvements bullet point there. I'm not going to go over too much of audio cue stuff. UI's UI. Replay system, art animation, mobile, and then we're to Save the World. So I don't play Save the World too much. I don't play mobile. I'm not in the replay system. I really don't personally focus on any of this kind of stuff. So again, I'll link the Epic Games Fortnite patch right in the description down below again for you guys. But I think that pretty much wraps up the video here. So one, if you guys enjoy this content, if you guys found it valuable, right, to you guys, I would love for you guys to hit the subscribe bell or subscribe button. Hit that bell for post notifications when I go to post any and all new videos. I will be doing these patch kind of first impressions every single time they come out. I'll try to upload it for you guys as quickly as I possibly can. And if you guys want to catch me out on stream or any of my social medias, I would absolutely love the support, guys. So with that being said, that concludes the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and sticking all the way to the end. Thanks, guys. Bye.